Question 4 is also coming from trigonometry. Solve the equation 4 sine to the power of 4 of theta plus 12 sine squared theta minus 7 is equal to 0 for theta ranging from 0 to 360. First of all, this is a quadratic in sine squared theta. Okay, it's a quadratic in sine squared theta. Now, since this one is a quadratic equation, I can use my calculator to solve it straight away, okay, to see whether it is factorizable or no. So I'll come to my calculator here, then I go to equation. Quadratic is 3, then we put in 4, then we have 12, then we have negative 7. And then this one gives us a half, and then negative 7 over 2. So what I can do is to write sine squared theta, because it is a quadratic in sine squared, okay, is equal to a half, and then the other one is sine squared theta is equal to negative 7 out of 2. But when you write like that in the exam, you're going to lose marks, because the examiner needs to see the attempt you have used to solve the quadratic equation. So to cheat the examiner, you can give us the factors from which these roots are coming, okay? So you cross multiply, what do you get? 2 sine squared theta, not so? So you write 2 sine squared theta, then bring the 1 here, it becomes a minus. So I'll write minus 1. You see that? And then the same thing that I do here, that will be 2 sine squared theta. And then when this one crosses, it becomes a plus. So I'll have plus 7, which is equal to 0. Okay? Now from here, we shall take the, of course, this one is undefined because you are not going to get the square root of this one. You see that? It's not a real value. It is going to be a complex number. So our sine of theta is going to be equal to plus or minus to the square root of 1 over 2. Okay? Because whenever you take the square root, you have plus or minus. You see that? So meaning theta is going to be equal to the arc sine of first the positive one. This will be 1 over root of 2. And then also the other one, theta is going to be equal to the arc sine of now the negative 1, 1 over root of 2. Now using the 4 quadrants, sine, we know it is positive in the first quadrant and second quadrant. It is negative in the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. So since we are moving from 0 to 360, then we are considering all the 4 quadrants. This is 0. Remember, when we go anti-clockwise, the angles are positive. When we go clockwise, the angles are negative. So this will be 90 degrees, this will be 180 degrees, this will be 270 degrees. Then by the time we come back here, this will be 360 degrees. If I have an angle here, let's say that is the theta, okay, then I'm going to project the same down here, then here, and also there, okay? So we are going to have that theta, then also this one here, and also this one here. So by the time we come up to here, since from here up to here is 180, then we can subtract off the theta to get this angle here, okay? So meaning here I will have 180 degrees minus theta, that is in the second quadrant. In the third quadrant, it will be 180, then plus this theta here, okay? So that will be 180, then plus theta. In the fourth quadrant, it will be 360 here, then minus this theta here, to get from here up to here, okay? So that will be 360 minus theta. Now, arc sine of 1 over root 2, automatically this is 45 degrees. But then you go to another quadrant where sine is positive, because this value here is positive. Where it is positive, it is here and here. So having gotten our acute angle as theta, then we shall come to this one here and we say 180 minus the 45. That will be another angle, okay? When you put this one in the calculator straight away, the calculator will give you negative 45 degrees. But in the range here, you are not having negative answers. So what are you going to do? I always say that ignore that negative. When you ignore the negative, you get the acute angle. This one is going to be the same as 45, okay? 45 degrees. Then from there, you go to the quadrants where sine is negative. We see it in the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. Then in the third quadrant, how do we get the angle from there? This is 180 then plus the acute angle you have gotten after you have ignored the negative. You see that? So that will be 180 then plus that 45. And then there is also this one here. It will be 360 degrees then minus the 45. So altogether, we shall get our answers as we have 45 degrees. We have 180 minus 45. That one will give us 135 degrees. Then 180 plus 45, that one will give us 225. Then 360 minus 45, that will give us 315. So these are the four answers that we are supposed to get here.